Guys, so don't say I didn't give you enough action this June, July, but we have another one here. Game 1 was in favor of Ducklings. Apparently it was a really good match as well, so it would be a shame to miss out any other potentials. Azmows is a very strong team, so I'm really looking forward to how they can turn it around maybe here in Game 2 and maybe give us the first Game 3. Ducklings though looking very strong. I think everyone in this tournament, all 6 teams kind of are pretty strong going up against them. I wouldn't think anyone's a pushover at the moment, so looking out for both Ducklings and Azmows here. Maybe we can see some new tricks up their sleeves. You see the Jinx band for Gamakushi, the Darius for Ducky Warrior in top lane. So you also see the Aurora Ari band for Mahanix and the Senna band here for support. Mahanix is playing AD carry instead of Puddy. Okay, my bad. So yeah, I mean it's Sepion in mid lane, so Aurora Ari are bans for him. And let's see what Ducklings go in the first pick. Azmows picked red side since they were the ones that lost the first match. They get to decide where to go. They also ban out the Smolder. I wonder if that had anything to do with the last match. Let's see here. Caitlyn gonna get locked in here for Ducklings. Moving on to Azmows. Let's see. They're thinking about what can go into a Caitlyn. I think an AP carry could do some good tricks. Okay, they're going for Ezreal. A very micro intensive character here. I wouldn't expect anything less from Mahanix to be picked. He really likes to pick the most flashy champions as much as possible, staying true to his name. Yep, Ezreal does pretty well into Caitlyn as well. Kind of can match the range, but of course does require a bit more nuance with the Q. Koyos on his standard Vi, he really likes to play this champion and he plays it pretty well. Gets good priority early game for his team and gets good lockdown as well. Ducklings could respond with the Wukong of their own or Xin Zhao. Both champions kind of scale well into the Vi. And if Vi ever overcommits, you know, the instant knock up from Wukong or Xin Zhao being able to displace people with his ult. Let's see here, Ducklings lock in the Morgana. It's gonna be Morgana Caitlyn in the bot lane. If Morgana ever lands that Q onto the Ezreal, boy is he in trouble. Issue is landing it. And there's the Sion locked in for Ducky Warrior here in the top lane. Let's see, what else can we pick up here? Azmows are thinking about their next pick. Could be the top lane pick. Today, who's playing top lane? It is Iklexos. He's gonna go for the Mordekaiser. Kind of trying to get that Sion out of the fight, ulting him away. He can also remove the jungler. Mordekaiser can definitely be strong in the right scenarios. But this champion suffers from mobility heavily. Especially considering up against the Morgana Caitlyn, I just don't see a world where Mordekaiser can ever touch the Caitlyn. Morgana shield can also deny the Mordekaiser ult. And if Mordekaiser is just walking in a straight line, Morgana Q can hold him there. So definitely need to look forward to plays between Vi and Mordekaiser playing together. Vi kind of locking people down for him. See next bans here, Sylas against Ducklings. And we see the Ziggs against Sepion. Mel also banned out. They don't want Bodgar to get too comfortable. Syndra still available from what I'm seeing. Orianna still available. Potentially Zerat for Sepion as well. So yeah, let's see what gets picked in the end. And there's the Thresh. Oi, oi, oi. They're really thinking about this next pick. Potentially a support here against Morgana, but what do you go? with the Ezreal. I like the Karma pick here, but still a bit of a mobile pick. But overall, yeah, Karma does definitely help even the Vi. Would have liked to see like a Maokai support here, or maybe even maybe not Leona, but maybe even Alistar. You know, you can kind of ult through the Morgana CC, help lock someone down for Mordekaiser Vi to land their stuff as well. But let's see, Karma gonna keep his team alive, and Karma is real, very strong bot lane combination, a lot of poke coming out. We see the Xin Zhao locked in as an answer to Vi, scales better, has pretty good ganks himself as well. And in the 2v2, Xin Zhao almost always wins the straight up fight. So let's see here, last pick for Ducklings. It will be the mid lane champion. What will we get? Like I said, Orianna's available here, Malzahar is available. We saw Annie as well. But we're gonna go for the Kassadin, fair enough. Bodgar going from the AD carry role to the mid lane, and he's doing a pretty good job at it. Locks in the Kassadin. Not enough magic damage for me to pull the trigger on it, but you know, you're only negating Mordekaiser, a bit of Karma and Ezreal, but let's see here, and it's gonna be potentially Ambessa middle. Very interesting. The question is, can Sepion play it? I'm really curious to see. So let's see. Game 2 here. Ducklings picking up the first win. So let's see if Azmows can pick it up in the second match. Should be quite good for the Ambessa here. Let's talk a bit about these matchups. Sion against Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser kind of known to be a tank buster kind of champion, especially early game, can bully out Sion a lot. But Sion's no slouch as well. Mordekaiser has limited range, so Sion Q could definitely be hit. But Mordekaiser then has the answer with his own E, right? So let's see how that goes in the top lane. It should be quite fairly even matchup. Meanwhile in jungle, Vi versus Xin Zhao. Like I said, Xin Zhao kind of scales better, farms a bit faster as well. Wins the 1v1, so Vi has to get creative, has to get those good ganks off, so that the ganks translate into her team being powerful enough for the mid game when Xin Zhao completely outscales her. So let's see. Moving on into the mid lane, Kassadin and Ambessa, both melee champions. Ambessa should have a complete handle over this lane. Later on though, Kassadin is a very slippery champion, hard to get to lock him down, but that's why Vi is here. If Vi can ult the Kassadin, Ambessa can ult on top of that. Karma can W, Mordekaiser can ult. And if we can get rid of this Kassadin, it's only going to be pretty much Caitlyn dealing damage from the side of Ducklings. Alright, last but not least, the bot lane here, Morgana Caitlyn versus Ezreal Karma. It all comes down to, if Morgana can land great Qs, Caitlyn can then sort of capitalize on the damage. If not, Karma Ezreal has a lot more poke in their laning phase and can definitely oppress this bot lane here, especially earlier on. Alright, here we go guys, welcome to Summoner's Rift. Did we just not have sound for the whole game or what? Alright, there it is. So minions have spawned. Let's see. We're already starting to see why the Karma Ezreal can be a bit problematic here. The Morgana Q lands, but Caitlyn not in any position to capitalize. I would imagine most volatile would be this mid bot lane from both sides. Every time Morgana Q is thrown out, it just gives space for Azmows to deal in that chip damage with the Ezreal Karma. Lucky Warrior, definitely confident on the Sion. Almost exclusively playing him and Darius every time we see him. And that's why sometimes Champ Master is always going to be the best thing to get. You can go pretty much against anything and still have a game plan. Oh, but this Mordekaiser are dealing the damage at the moment. I'm not sure Ducky Warrior can sustain this for too long. Ducky Warrior down to no potions at the moment. Iklexos still has his. Oh, there's a trade in mid lane. Bodgar forced to flash. I'm not too sure about the flash. Ambessa was pretty much using all her abilities there, but the respect is there. Sepion winning this lane in the earlier stage. This should be prime time for Koyos to gank the mid lane here. Flashless Kassadin still level 3, while you have Flash Ignite still available for Sepion. Interesting choice here, Bardo recalling going straight for the top side scuttle. We see Koyos here just finished his blue buff and is taking the bot side scuttle. This could be some danger for Bodgar if he oversteps. Or maybe not. Koyos is just gonna split them. He's just gonna go straight through mid lane and going for that other scuttle crab. But Bardo is here. He did get a recall off. He has a health crystal, a longsword and a potion. Ready to fight for it. Can we see this scuttle crab? Oh, there it is. Bardo managing to smite it away. And Koyos is in a bit of danger here. Meanwhile, Mechanics flashes forward onto Lela and gets the first blood. Koyos looking to recall. Of course, Bardo is already on the map currently. And he will be pathing to bot side here on his next clear. Let's see, Mechanics recalls, picks up the Tear of the Goddess, Sheen as well. Feeling very comfortable on the Ezreal at the moment. Let's see, Bardo's here to try and help Bodgar crash the lane. Meanwhile, Sepion goes in, he takes a lot of damage. But Koyos is here to try and show himself. And it does give space for Bodgar to play at the moment. Of course, both mid laners soon to hit level 6. Definitely problematic for Bodgar. Nice flash from Koyos there, build space for Sepion to catch him on the ult. And the Q2 will survive, but the W is not enough to shield from the tower shot. And Bodgar will trade kills here with Sepion, leaving Koyos to shove in the mid wave here. Still overall a great play for Azmows, making Kassadin lose 2 waves of XP, or maybe not, the teleport coming in clutch. As Bodgar will only miss about half of what he lost there. Meanwhile, Dragon is started by Bardo, but on the side we can see Cobb trying to delay the efforts. Azmows converging onto the Dragon Pit here. Lela's coming on the Morgana. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Klexos pulls the trigger onto Ducky Warrior. He uses that Mordekaiser ult. And Ducky Warrior using Ghost to run around and get his space. Oh, Ducky Warrior. What a play, ults through the wave there, using the alcove to his protection. It's not enough though, but he does get executed instead of giving up the kill. Ducky Warrior knows his limits on Sion for sure. And Dragon secured by Azmows. Oh, Sepion, nicely timed dash there, getting him away from danger. Mechanics though is dealing a lot of damage. That's his second kill in this laning phase. And there's the Ezreal ult. It does not land Oh, it does, but we used barrier from Gamakushi to survive. Mahanik's on fire with the Ezreal. Interesting choice here, Ducky Warrior going mid to save the wave. Although he does get a bit caught out of balance there. Sepion falling very low. Can Bodgar finish him off? No, the ViQ excellently plays there, giving enough space for Sepion to flash out to safety. Ducky Warrior does fall in the end though, giving Klexos a lot more space in the top side there. Mechanics looks completely forward to try and get as much damage as possible. And now that they shoved in the wave, this is where it really hurts. Ezreal Karma throwing in all their abilities to poke. Oh, there's the ult. If that W landed, Gamakushi will be close to death at the moment. A nicely timed Morgana shield there blocks most of that damage. Azmows in the meanwhile pick up the grubs. Definitely helpful for the Ambessa. The flash from Gamakushi there definitely justified. If that Karma root landed, that would have been the end of him. Sepion still trying to find this aggression onto the Kassadin, but that level 6 doing wonders to help him stay in the game. And here comes Bardo. They just might find Sepion here. There's the ult. And Sepion uses it excellently to try and escape. He goes back in though, onto Bodgar, gets the ignite off and he does take him out. Can Bardo return the favor here? And yes he can, it's a 1-for-1 play. But it was made while pulling Azmows' jungle attention. So yeah, overall, Sepion nicely played there, finds the trade. Despite getting ganked. This Mordekaiser pick really working out against Sion. It almost seems like Ducky Warrior has no space to play at the moment. Those void grabs, man, definitely doing the work at the moment, especially on this bot lane turret. The poke just does not stop. Mechanics does not care about securing the kill, but rather he much more prefers that his lane opponent is feeling low at the moment. So let's see here. Bardo finds Sepion, and Chaos is here as well. Chaos gets the kill thanks to his ult there. Meanwhile, Ducky Warrior is around town. It seems like Ducklings really wanted to play for this dragon. sending everyone for it, but sadly without a jungler this is looking a bit more rough. Let's see, bot guard gets rooted. There's a dragon here. So far, fairly balanced game, but I must say Azmows definitely are coming out ahead on this one. They have a 2-0 Ezreal with 40 CS lead here in the bot lane, 36 CS lead for Sepion in the mid lane, and a dragon on top of everything, plus the void grabs. Top lane as well is a bit suffering at the moment. That's what, like 17 CS ahead here for Iklexos. So let's see. Of course, I imagine once Kassadin becomes online, gets to his level 16, 3 item spike, he'll definitely be a lot stronger and making the difference for this moment. Your mechanics in the bot lane. We missed it, but he gets another kill. Meanwhile, Bardo's just invading Koyos here. Nothing much he can do. Xin Zhao just outright wins this. It's not looking great for the current Ducklings bot lane. And it might be our first game 3 ever. Keep in mind, Ducklings are up 1-0 in this series. And Ducky Warrior here might just be in a bit of trouble. Koyos is here as well. And Ducky Warrior ults, but Vi pulls the trigger. But sadly he is unstoppable. Damn, he finds mechanics. There's a lot of damage onto the Ezreal. But in the end, Koyos managing to pick up the kill. Surprised that mechanics doesn't even get an assist there. Even though he was the main body that stopped the Scion from running away. Wow, man, like, I mean, it's just so explosive at the moment from Azmows. Ducklings trying to make the play there with Morgana, but the flash from Vi there. Koyos on this champion is pretty comfortable, I can see. He's always had some nice plays on it. Very confident when he goes in, he knows his limits for sure. And the damage is disgusting at the moment from mechanics. He's only up 1 item currently, but the damage onto this Caitlyn is just absurd. And Ducky Warrior taking a back grab here from the Ezreal. Bodgar manages to escape that with the Morgana shield. Ever so clutch as Sepion tried to take him out in the 1-for-1. He does go down. Oh, mechanics dealing so much damage. He does get the kill. I'm surprised the W landed. But he gets it, the EQ there to finish off Ducky Warrior. Just might get this mid lane turret as well, from the looks of it. Yeah, Ducklings definitely need to slow things down. Currently losing 5k to Azmows. And meanwhile, in the top side here, Gamakushi might get caught out by Lexos, but Bardo's on the way. And so is Lela coming through river. Lexos opting to back off, understanding the danger he's in. It's a Manamune Kassadin, guys. You don't see that every day, but definitely a strong pick. Oh no, Lela gets caught by the Vi ult. And Morgana just has a champion design. Just doesn't fit the current meta at the moment. Pretty much just 2 to 3 abilities that define her. And if you can't really land the Q or use the E to save someone, you're a very squishy frontline mage support, which is completely crazy. Morgana needs something on her ult for sure, like damage reduction or something, I don't know. Yeah, look at Ducky Warrior there on the side dealing a fairly big chunk there to Sephion. But while Azmows are doing this pressure on the bot side, Koyos takes over the dragon. The Morgana ult is popped, but it cannot connect. Sephion, oh, comes around there with the Vi. They try to get the kill. Sephion falls low, but the W from Ambessa just gives him such a big shield. But Bodgar is here, he tries to find Mechanics, but no, he does not have enough damage. And the flash from Mechanics doesn't end up keeping him safe as Bodgar falls. It's gonna be a quick 3 kills for 1 in favor of Azmows. Just a couple of Qs from this Ezreal here. Mechanics almost takes out Lela with 3 Qs. Looking very strong on the Ezreal at the moment. An instant teleport here from Bodgar. Seems like Ducklings want to play for the stop turret. There's the Vi ult, and here comes Top on Karma. Mordekaiser ult takes Ducky Warrior with him, and Mechanics is around the side, trying to pick up what he can when Sion gets out, and there it is. Mechanics is now dominating, picking up yet another kill to his arsenal. And that will be Baron starting. Bardo all the way in the enemy bot side camps. He will not be contesting this Baron. That's a 3-item Ezreal before Caitlyn can finish his second. Maybe here Azmows will just run it down mid and bottom, trying to get a good push and end the game. Let's see here. There's the Rift Herald used. So we'll be pressuring this tier 2 mid lane. Oh, it seems like Herald was failed to be mounted, and that's why it's not crashing into this turret. On the side there we can see also Sepion pressuring the bot side. He's facing Bodgar in the side lane. It does seem like the Kassadin is turning on. Meanwhile though, the ult from Vi goes on to Gamakushi. There's the Morgana, there's the bind, and if Vi can't really pick the target off, that's exactly what's gonna happen. There we go, here's the fight we've been waiting for. Ducklings go in, but it looks to be a bit of a disaster as Bardo falls in the top lane. Iklexos takes down Ducky Warrior, and that Siren passive won't be enough to get him the return kill. And Azmows keep pressuring, but there's the nice Morgana bind, lands onto Mahanix, there's the damage, Mahanix falls. Gamakushi still alive on the side there, just barely. Bodgar using the gates there to try and get a nice flank, but he opts to go mid lane instead. And Sepion and Cobb are on the retreat. So there it is, the third dragon here, the fourth dragon of the game, but the third for Azmows if they are able to collect this. It doesn't seem like Ducklings want to contest this dragon, so maybe they'll fight for the soul. As it will get taken out here shortly. Koyos opting not to smite it away. Koyos here could be in a bit of trouble. A nice trap set by the Ducklings. And Bodgar picks up that kill, getting even more ahead. Cobb fails the flash into the wall. And the shutdown for Bardo. Now we can start to see here that Ducklings are coming back slowly but surely. Nice trap there in their jungle. Azmows really need to think about their decisions here. This Kassadin is just gonna keep getting stronger and stronger. Oh no, Bardo here. Could be getting caught out. Sepion and Mahanix are here to defend the red buff. And it does look like it will be going down. Mahanix picks up another kill. Hawkman Poggers in the chat really wants the Morgana to go 6-7 in KDA. Unless the game ends immediately, I don't think it's gonna be, you know, like staying like that. But there we go. Gamakushi goes down pretty much to 2 Ezreal Qs. Layla following suit with one Mordekaiser Q. A nicely timed plant there just on the Mordekaiser ult. Oh my god, Iklexos flashes for it. Does he not see Ducky Warrior? He did not see him. Wow. Okay. It's a very interesting use case for flash there. Koyos straight up banging on the enemy inhibitor. And Bodgar happily taking the tier 3 top lane. Tier 2, sorry. Let's see here. Bardo finds Koyos, but Mahanix is here. There's the Xin out top to not take any damage from Mahanix, but Mahanix keeps his distance and gets a very quick and easy kill there onto the Xin Zhao. It's a 3-item-and-a-half AD carry in the 26th minute. Let's see. Baron up next. Both sides will be wanting to fight for it for sure. But the current advantage is definitely on the side of Azmows. A monster AD carry in Mechanics at the moment. And no real way to take him out unless he oversteps his boundaries. Let's see here. Iclexos finds the flank, finds Lela, finds Lucky Warrior. Lela pops the ult and Zhonya's there. But it won't be enough. The flash sadly to the wrong direction. And that's gonna be a Baron secured. Doesn't seem like Ducklings want to contest it. Meanwhile on the side lane there we have very strong Kassadin. He just peaked level 16. He got his double mana items there in Archangels and the Mana Mune. Let's see here, Iclexos ults Bardo, and that Zinzao could last a long time, but definitely not enough. And he does end up going down. The turret is destroyed, the tier 1 turret in bot lane, but was it worth the entirety here of Ducklings kind of falling? Ducky Warrior up next. And now Azmows looking to end this game, pushing in with the Baron buff. The 30-minute push here, let's see how it goes. The first turret's already at half health, Mechanics is unstoppable, his Q's dealing so much damage. Oh my gosh, Podgar almost falls there to repercussion damage. And a lot of healing and shielding onto Mechanics saves him from the double turret shot. And there it is, guys. This will be our first game 3 ever between Azmows and Duckling here, going 1-1 in this best of 3 series. Our final match for today, Azmows 1, Ducklings 1. This is the finals here in their best of 3. And let's see who can walk away with the win. We saw a lot of things work out for Azmows in the last match. That Ezreal was very scary to deal with. And let's see. Ducklings banning out the Aurora, banning out the Senna. Very strong champions across the board. And there's the Smolder ban from Azmows. I'm curious to see here what blue side picks here. This time Ducklings switched it up, they go to red side. So let's see here, last ban, they're still thinking about the Smolder here, they're not sure. And they do lock it in the end. Last ban, what will it be here from Ducklings? Let's see here. So interesting choice, Azmows last second banning out the Caitlyn and keeping Smolder for themselves on blue side. As Ezreal gets banned here from Ducklings. Azmows maybe felt that Ezreal ban coming. And Mechanics was like, you know what? Leave the Smolder. I'd rather pick him on blue side here because Ducklings won't ban it themselves. So let's see, what's our response to the Smolder? Is it the Xayah? Typically known more for disengage. Alright, we go for the Twitch. A bit more aggressive here from Ducklings. I like it. Now what do we combine it with? Or do we just pick up the support here from Ducklings? Let's see. Alright, the Mel locked in for Bodgar. Noticing it's not banned this time around. Ahri is available as well, but Mel did a pretty good job into Ahri across this this series. Every time we've seen Ahri Mel, typically the Mel is winning. Unless of course that Ahri is Awaken. But he did have a fairly hard time against Mango Juice on the Mel. Just took him a while before he could get his positioning right. Let's see here Azmows' next picks. We get the Ziggs for Sepion, a very traditional pick for him. Looking forward to see how he goes on the Ziggs. Ziggs into the Mel. We need something to lock down this Twitch. A blind Malphite here going in jungle or top lane would be great from Azmows. And let's see what they go for. Of course, Ducklings do play Silas, but typically in the mid lane, where Mel is already locked in. So if we go for the Malphite, I don't think Silas will get chosen. And Azmows go for the Zac. Interesting. So Koyos not only known for Vi, he's also comfortable on the Zac. It's been a second since I've seen a Zac player in one of the tournaments. There used to be a time every Maltese jungler pretty much played only Jarvan, Sejuani, Trundle, and then the occasional Zac and what's his face, and Wukong, right? But we're seeing a lot more diversity these days. We're seeing the Naafiri jungle, Kindred jungle, Talia jungle, right? Diana, Sylas even, from Focus, Win, Improve. Let's see here, Syndra locked in. Very interesting, so wait a minute, because I'm getting a bit confused now. I'm not too sure where people are going here. Is that like a Syndra top lane for Ducklings? Or it's like a Mel support maybe? Mel support, okay. I think it's a Mel support here. Okay, very interesting. So let's see. Next ban, Seraphine Garen and Azmows are banning out the Sylas. I have a feeling the Malphite is coming out here. Let's see. With that Sylas ban. So let's see here. Ducklings thinking about their next picks. I imagine jungle, right? It's not gonna be Syndra or Twitch jungle. There's the Malphite locked in. Ducklings a good read actually on there. They totally read the Malphite pick here with the Sylas ban, so they pick it up for themselves. Now what do Azmows go against the Malphite? I think it's another Mordekaiser angle, honestly. I don't think it's that bad. Very low mobility mid and support, and Malphite as well. So Mordekaiser has a lot of options who to ult here. Let's see, we get the Thresh for Cobb. It's his signature champion. He's very comfortable on it. Last pick for Azmows. There's the Mordekaiser, alright. So I like the options they have. Let's see, Ducklings here, honestly, I mean, they can't go Kassadin here, but Kassadin would have rocked this match. Zigzag Mordekaiser, even the smaller. So what's the last pick here? It should be the jungle choice, right? Jungling against these guys. Not the easiest choice, I would say. I really don't know. I don't think Jax is the answer, by the way. Jax is just gonna get Mordekaiser ulted, but... Okay, it's the locked in choice. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. So we'll just sort out the lobby and get into these matchups. Top lane, Mordekaiser against Malphite should be Mordekaiser favored, especially seeing how it was played in the last match. Mordekaiser pretty much had no trouble at all, and I will assume he's going to have a similar experience in this game. Meanwhile though, in the jungle, Zac versus the Jax, definitely Zac favored. The CC is very good against Jax. The clear speed of Zac is faster than Jax. And yeah, I mean, I really don't see how Jax will ever play this match. There's Thresh CC, there's the Ziggs W, there's the Mordekaiser ult, there's Zac CC. Very hard for Jax to walk in this. If I was jungling here, maybe I would have gone for something like Nocturne and try and get the Ziggs and the Smolder out from the fight. But it's pretty much like a kamikaze attempt, right? But I'm not too sure what other jungler could have chosen here. Maybe Pantheon and help work your way like front to back, right? Alright, let's see guys how this match plays out. In the middle, Syndra versus the Ziggs. Kind of a Ziggs favored matchup. Ziggs outranges Syndra. And it's Sepion piloting the Ziggs. We definitely know he can make it work. But Bodgar and Syndra, one of his most iconic champions, I think he does very good on this champion, so let's see how it goes. Last but not least, bot lane, Mel Twitch versus the Smolder Thresh. I'm not too familiar with the Mel support, so I really don't know how it plays out, but I imagine Mel alone can kind of deter the Smolder and Thresh from playing if she can dodge the hook, right? So let's see how that plays out for Layla. Cobb on the Thresh, it's the most champion he's comfortable playing. So I'm not too confused if we see him land those hooks.
Minions have spawned.
But yeah, Mechanics on Smolder, definitely watch out for that. He did really good on the Ezreal. And if he can even go equal in this lane, Smolder's already winning. We definitely need the smell to put out the pressure onto Mechanics that he didn't have the last match. Oh wow, top lane. Oh, I actually got a misread here. It's Jack's top versus Mordekaiser and Malphite in the jungle. So kind of both junglers want to do similar things. I think Zac has the advantage though, because Malphite ganks early are really nothing. Malphite still needs his level 6 to get those ganks off, while Zac pretty much has the E from very early on, right? So watch out, Ducklings. Alright, to tell you the truth, I have no idea how Jax plays into Mordekaiser. It's looking well for Ducky Warrior, the surprise factor definitely there. However, overall, I think Mordekaiser post 6 can sort of try to win that. As Zac doing his 3 camps into a gank bot lane here for Mechanics. And they do end up getting the flash barrier here from Gamakushi. So overall, a successful gank. Malphite though taking the opportunity to cross the map here. He goes for his topside camps. And let's see, we might get another gank attempt in mid lane onto bot guard. Koyos definitely in that Vi mentality, but Zac is more of a farming champion. You definitely don't want to go behind too much. Oh, there's the flash smite by Koyos to get his blue buff, and they deter Bardo from their jungle. Very interesting play there, Bardo flashing out, delaying his own clear, to be honest. And it seems like both sides want to play for the Scuttle Crab. Ducky Warrior is here with the stun, and that's a flashless Zac, so he has to give respect. A nice quick trade here from Bodgar. Like I said, both mid laners are really comfortable on their champions and have been performing well on them. I'm pretty sure both sides kind of know the limitations of where they can extend. Let's have a bit of a look at the stacks. Mechanics up in CS in this matchup. Currently up 8 CS with 21 stacks in the 4th minute. The more the game goes, the easier it is for Smolder to pick up stacks, just for the nature of the evolution of his Q. Let's see, aggression across the map, but no one's really getting the kills, just some trades here. And Ducky Warrior starts engaging onto Lexos. We almost got our first blood right there. Cobb lands the hook onto Layla. The damage is being dealt by the Mel. But again, it's not enough to converge a kill. Mechanics. Looking at Gamakushi is falling very low. The heal popped from Layla there, just trying to keep his AD carry alive. And Gamakushi stays in lane with very low HP at the moment. Here it is, Koyos spotted on the ward, and they are looking to set up a dive here. But Bardo is around town, so Ducklings are not afraid to stay in lane, get that CS. Oh, look at Ducky Warrior there. He finds the aggression, manages to bait out the ignite from Ike Lexos. And he's looking to set up this wave to potentially dive this Mordekaiser. Level 4 Mordekaiser. He's having a very hard time here in this matchup. I did not know Jack's win this so hard. Ducky Warrior doing all the patience he has there to not interfere with the E and the tower shot. There it is, first blood secured in the top side. As Ducky Warrior with the successfully patient dive there. He does get the first blood from Ike Lexos. No. So let's see, fairly even gameplay at the moment. Top lane for Ducklings is winning hard, while AD carry for Azmows is winning mild, let's say, but it's a smolder. So longer this game goes, the better it is. That slight win is sometimes all the smolder needs in the lane. See here, Ducky Warrior going on to Ike Lexos. That's a flashless Mordekaiser. Another solo kill here picked up by Ducky Warrior. Oi, oi, oi. Come on. Ducklings looking very strong in this early game. But here comes the gank from Koyos. They find Lela. A nice time Mel W there blocks the smolder W. Here comes the ult though. Is it enough? No, it's not. Lela gets out of that one. And Bardo flash outs forward, but Cobb just in time there, dodging that Malphite ult. Zach E lands Gamakushi is in danger here. Mechanics looking for that kill, but Koyos actually takes it up as Gamakushi falls there. They're not thinking about this Zach ganks, a very deadly champion. Very equal mid lane, but Sepion overall here currently winning with 5 CS. And now it's negated. So yeah, if you were to ask me, hey, who would you bet on winning this match? I really don't know what to tell you, but something that is quite scary is that Smolder currently up 20 CS. And they keep ganking for him, it's still mechanics on a Smolder. So we know he can deliver. Problem is, will Jax be so strong that one Malphite out puts an end to Mechanics' dreams? Let's see, Ducky Warrior manages to get the flash out again from Ike Lexos. That top lane is looking rough. A counter pick of counter picks apparently. Jax completely hard wins against the Mordekaiser. Oh, look at the mid lane here. Sepion forced to flash with that Malphite ult. The Malphite has been giving us pressure, but nothing leading into kills. Meanwhile, Zac having a nicer time in the jungle there. my, Ducky Warriors a menace in this top lane. The third solo kill of the match. Ducklings pretty much solo winning this game from top side here. Ducky Warrior doing an amazing job at keeping his team afloat. I think it's a good time to check in with those smolder stacks. We have 76 here. 76 smolder stacks in the 10th minute. Still a bit behind. You'd like to be at least, I would say, 10 stacks a minute, right? So we're around like 20 stacks behind for mechanics. But maybe it gets picked up later on as the queue evolves. We see a gank attempt here from Koyos. He's sitting in the bush. But Ducklings are 100% aware of this. Pinging that bush is dangerous. Lela using the Mel W there to hook Thresh. Giving him a bit of a taste of his own medicine. Low cortisol League of Legends gameplay. We're just keeping it real. Here comes Koyos though. He lands the Q onto Gamakushi. And a very explosive gank there. Koyos will fall, but he has that Zac passive. So they pop the Zac passive, but Nahanik's picking up a crucial double kill here. If there's anyone that can contest this Jax, it's gonna be a Fed Smolder with a ton of CC from his team. Dishing out those damage over time damages, right? Yeah, I mean, do we even need to commentate on that? We know Ducky Warrior is gonna crush it. Bardo coming in from behind with the Malphite ult. Flash out Sepion, who did not expect that, and Syndra follows up with her own ult. Damn. What a play from Bardo on the Malphite. Meanwhile here, Azmows do not want to give up their camps. Bardo, how could you think you could just walk in there? And Zac and Mechanics here, Koyos and Mechanics pick up another kill. This time on the Malphite. And the dragon was available all along. So Azmows not only pick up a kill, they also secure their dragon. But look at top lane here. Ducky Warrior takes out tier 2 turret like it's nothing. 13 minutes and he's already here. The side push specialist, Ducky Warrior. Oh my, Cobb taking a lot of damage here from Gamakushi and Leland. There it is, he does fall. Dragon was secured, but it came at the cost of Azmows' support. As Cobb falls, giving him a kill here to the Twitch. Oh, there's the Zac, the Q connects. He flashes on top of Gamakushi to get the knock-up. And Mechanix is trying hard to get the last Q, and he does get it. That's a killing spree from Mechanix. Sadly, we used flash and barrier here for Gamakushi, but he still went down. Alright, Bardo is here. Takes a full combo from Sepion. But Ducky Warrior is around town. The ult lands onto Sepion. And Ducky picks up one kill. Can he get more? Oh, Bardo's falling low. He does go down, but Ducky picks up the second kill. Third kill. Will it be a quadra? No, they give it up to Bodgar. That's a quick 4 kills for Ducklings in exchange for their Malphite jungle. Oi, oi, oi. It's a big, big swing here in gold as well. 5k gold up for the Ducklings. Seems like Koyos is not only a talented Vi player, he's also very comfortable on the Zac. Making some great plays alongside his AD carry. Sadly, the Ducky Warrior there showing up was not part of Azmows' agenda. He's far too strong at the moment and he's getting even stronger now, 6-0 too. Azmows seriously need to start thinking about how to delay this Jax a bit further. Look at Bodgar's damage there, pretty much doing half of Sepion's health bar at range. All the stun lands, and that's gonna be a solo play as Sepion flashes away but takes the Syndra ult with him. It's looking a bit rough at the moment for Azmows. Definitely not the same aggression they had in this second game. Ducklings a bit more calm, cool and composed at the moment. Despite Azmows winning hard that bot lane. I wonder if Mechanics can turn things around on the Smolder. He's pretty much the last saving grace for Azmows at the moment. And Bodgar flashes out, but Chaos pops the ult and gets the kill. That's a big shutdown for the Zac. Look at Mechanics here patiently waiting for the tide to go down. There's the Smolder ult. It gets reflected from the Mel support here. There it is, we crash it into the tier 2. Ducky Warrior is here, so that's why Azmows are kind of holding it back. They don't want to engage too deep. Here comes the Zac. Koyos lands the Q onto Ducky Warrior. A big Ziggs ult. Bardo forced to out on the Malphite. Here comes Zac though. He lands the Q onto Scuttlecrab. Ducky Warrior trying to run away, but no, the Proto Belt is enough range. And Chaos secures the CC for Mechanics to pick up a huge shutdown there from Ducky Warrior. Bardo forced to flash there. There's the Mordekaiser ult. It captures the Malphite. And now Bodgar picks up the Zac passive. But he has to back off as Iklexos walks out of the ult, picking up the Malphite kill. A nice Syndra E there puts Koyos into tower range. Managing to pick up a trade there. And it seems like the overall play here, 3 kills for Azmows and only 1 for the Ducklings. To top it off, Azmows also picking up that tier 1 turret. And Mechanics picking up a huge shutdown from Ducky Warrior in that exchange. Yeah, Mechanics currently sitting on 2.4k gold. Here, Ducklings still in control, still on Dragon first here, and Ducky Warrior pretty much annihilating Sepion there. Wow, the damage on this Jax is just crazy, sticking potential and all. So we're back kind of to that mid-range here, both sides kind of taking it easy before Baron. It will be spawning in the next 20 seconds. Gold leads at the moment are only 3k apart in favor of Ducklings. Ducky Warrior in a bit of danger here. Surely he can realize that his entire team is recalling and he's so far into enemy territory. He's against a Zac, against a Thresh. And I mean, surely he can't escape this, right? Yeah, he's gonna go down. But not before fighting to the death. Imagine if he had a real weapon, guys. Just imagine that. Yeah, Ducky a bit trolling on that one. Definitely out of range. Lela there though. Trying to aura farm onto Cobb, but in the end does go down as well. And we're talking about that gold lead. Somehow though, Ducklings are still around 3k ahead, despite that quick 2 kills they just lost. Let's see, Gamakushi is in the sights. Oh no, Iklexos blast plants in the opposite direction, but it doesn't matter. Gamakushi will still be going down here to a Ziggs Q. Koyos trying to escape. What a blast plant there to dodge the Malphite R. Crazy play from Koyos. Bardo gonna have to deny that play ever happened. And Bodgar there with the Syndra damage. Oi oi oi, one quick Q ult. And that Zac falls from his last bit of health. Let's check out our friend Mechanics and his stacks. He's sitting on 210 stacks in the 21st minute. So pretty much hitting that 10 stacks per minute mark. The longer the game goes, the easier for Smolder to pick up more and more stacks. He'll pretty much one-shot waves in a big area. And anytime there's champions, you know, he'll pick up the stacks quite easily from them. Very interesting how Mechanics is level 13 to Ducky Warriors 14. I'd imagine the discrepancy should be a lot higher. Somehow Mechanics knows where to be. To stay ahead of the curve here. For example, Gamakushi's level 11 here, 2 levels under his opponent. And not to mention CS as well. Mechanics a full 70 CS ahead on his opponent. Seems like Baron wants to be started from Ducklings, but Layla takes a lot of damage. Mechanics on the side there, pretty much annihilating Layla. Ducky Warrior trying to find Sepion here. There's the teleport from Bodgar. Gamakushi falling low, he's dealing as much damage as he can. Mechanics on the side there though. He's still alive, still kiting. And Bardo's here, they engage onto Cobb. Bodgar is around town as well. But expertly played here from Azmows. The teamfight positioning from them was just exceptional. Bodgar outs, but the barrier is enough to keep Mechanics alive. And Ducky Warrior is here to try and clean up house. It's gonna be a 4-4-2. We didn't see what Ducky Warrior did in this fight that much, but oi oi oi, Bodgar! Getting outplayed there by Koyos on the end. Koyos managing to trade his life for Bodgar's. We didn't really see it, but somehow Ducky Warrior on the side took out Sepion, took out the Mordekaiser, the Thresh, everyone. And is still relatively healthy. So let's see here, this will be Dragon's Soul Point for Ducklings if they can secure it. It doesn't seem like Azmows want to contest it, but rather they seem to be playing towards the Baron, if I'm noticing this correctly. Now Ducklings have Baron warded, they would be aware if Azmows go for it. And the Dragon secured Soul Point here for Ducklings. Ducky Warrior recall, built his Wit's End. He's gonna favor these high CC moments, and he smartly builds a Hex deck, a Hex Drinker. Oh, we ult in onto Cobb. There's Twitch opening as well onto Iklexos. The Mordekaiser ult takes Malphite to Brazil. But it seems like Ducklings have control over this fight. Let's see. Iklexos takes out Bardo. But then Iklexos falls. Here comes Koyos on the side. He finds an amazing CC combination onto Layla and Ducky Warrior, and now Ducklings are on the escape and Azmows are giving chase. What a play by Koyos there, setting up his team for success. And that's just gonna be the bane of this Jax. It's gonna be the CC coming out of Azmows in this match. Initially I thought it was Jack's jungle and noted these concerns I had moving into the team fights. But it was Jack's top and he was doing so well. But I see CC is still gonna bring a big deal to his playbook there. So Azmows are taking Baron, but Bodgar taking the inhibitor here as a consolation. One more auto should do it. He will die for it, or does he flash? He won't flash, he'll just die in peace. I mean, that inhibitor is pretty big. It saves their mid lane from getting pushed in too easily. The super minion, quite a tanky boy. Let's see here. So Baron buff, not really getting a lot of utilization from it. Seems like Azmows will be using it to close the gap between them and Ducklings, and in fact, gold is only now 1k difference. Let's keep in mind, anytime Azmows win a fight, they have that Ziggs. Ziggs can push towers incredibly fast and easy. I think Ducklings better tank themselves that Sepion did not go the Lich Bane build. One wrong team fight and Ziggs can pretty much wipe out your entire base. We've seen it done before at the finals. A very clutch win from Aversio against Agony back then. I assume Azmows realize, I mean, they have a small there, right? So they don't really want to rush things. Currently sitting at 300 stacks mechanics in the 28th minute. And as time goes, those smaller stacks are just going to be easier and easier to pick up. Alright, so Azmows not really worried about anything, just kind of chilling. Picking up stacks for Smolder before their next big fight. Ducky Warrior though aggressively pushing in the top lane. And he gets that turret in a blink of an instant. And now he might find like Lexos as well. There's the Mordekaiser out. He gets the kill, Ducky Warrior. And now finds Mechanics. He flashes the Zac CC. Oh my lucky stars. Koyos and Mechanics are so lucky there's the Blast Plan there. Maybe Ducky Warrior could have denied the Zac Q. But excellently used there. So Mechanics does flash for it. Ducky Warrior has the damage, has the aggression currently. He had Zhonya's there as well, or did he just buy it? I think he just bought Seeker's Arm Guard. I'm not sure. But a nicely timed play there. Seems like Ducklings will be able to secure that Dragon Soul. Let's see, Zac is in the pit. Does it get smited away? No, Bardo secures the smite. Nicely smited there by the Malphite. Securing that Mountain Soul for Ducklings. And Bardo goes in onto Mechanics. Mechanics has no flash. And he will get taken out. A nice stealth play there by Gamakushi. Koyos has a lot of damage and does manage to get the kill. A nicely timed E there from Bodgardo. Scattering the weak. And the weak are scattered. Koyos falls. And that's 3 kills for 2. With a Dragon Soul secured for Ducklings. What's this? Bodgar teleports in onto the inhibitor. Is he trying to find the win? No, he goes for the top lane inhib. fair enough. Does he manage to get it in time is the question though. He's at half health. But he will be facing a Mordekaiser at the end of the day. He gets the inhibitor. Now can he kite it out? That's a flash E out from Iklexos. The E does not connect. A nicely timed stun there from Bodgar. Sepion is here just in case his teammate cannot get the kill. And that is the case. Mordekaiser out runs off. And Bodgar falls there. He exchanges his life for the top lane inhibitor, which I don't think is worth, considering Baron is up next in this play. Azmows will be all ready for Baron. And Bodgar is still spawning in. So as we can see, of course, Baron is the next play. And Ducklings send the Ducky Warrior himself to split bot lane. If Azmows go to chase him, they give the Baron up for Ducklings, and it does seem like it's the case. Caught between a rock and a hard place here. Azmows don't really know what to do. Do we defend the Baron? Do we stop the Jax? I mean, this Jax split push can take towers so fast. And now the Baron is secured by Ducklings. Nice, we see recalls all across the board here. Items being secured here. Ducky Warrior finishing his Zhonya's Hourglass. Probably one of the best counter items to the Mordekaiser ult. You just Zhonya's the ult finishes. You don't even give him a chance to take your stats. Your stats? Oi oi oi. Let's see, Lela could be getting called out here though. She's all alone in the woods, almost takes out Sepion. That's a support, by the way. But in the end, Zhonya saves Sepion and Lela falling there. It gets a bit harder in these later games, right? Like in long games, your mental is a bit tired. You're not really thinking about all your positioning errors, but you have to stay in it if you want to win. There it is, Bodgar gets saved by his teammates, almost gets the Smolder out. What's going on here? Mechanics almost falls to the Twitch. So far it's a 2-for-1 play here in the top side. We trade Twitch for jungle. Oh no, Cobb falls here. Ducklings are closing in on the Nexus. Bodgar is recalling and teleporting bot. Look at Bardo, he's so tanky. He gets Malphite outed, but the inhibitor is still there. And it gives him space to take it. Here comes Ducky Warrior, forcing the flash from Sepion. Iklexos falls. It's looking grim for Azmows. Can Mechanics keep it? He has the stacks, but he has no front line. And there's a flash from Ducky Warrior to annihilate the Ziggs. Mechanics is kiting into his fountain. Oh my, what a way to finish the game. Absolutely aura farming. And Ducklings pick up the second win onto Azmows here. Well played. Honestly, one of the best matches we've seen in this entire series.